We're back. I think it's been like 2 years since I uploaded to this YouTube channel, so I'm excited to start making content again. Hi, for those of you that don't know me, I'm the Esports Head Coach at Ottawa University. My name's Connor Olney, and today I thought it would be fun as a way to bring back my YouTube channel to post a video that a lot of people in my personal life have been asking about, which is how I got this job. I was hired back in February to start Ottawa University's esports program and to be their first head coach, and I have a lot of gamer friends that are very curious as to how I got this. So I thought a good first video back on the YouTube channel would be to answer this question, and to do so I found a lot of old videos and photos that I'm going to include in here. So I think it's going to be a really cool video, entertaining but also educational for my experience in esports and kind of what you can do if you want a career in esports. And I'm going to get a little bit of help from my new green screen. So roll the green screen. Ta-da! Magical world of video editing. So to start this story, I want to take us back to the year of 2002. I was living in New York at the time, just a young lad, and we had a family computer. I think it was in our living room, and I was just getting into gaming, and this magical game called Warcraft 3 came out. Now this game was groundbreaking because not only was it a strategy-based game that was really fun and full of fantasy stuff that young Connor really liked, but it was also the first competitive game that I've played, in the sense that this game had a very early version of Battle.net where you could actually play against other people online, 1v1, 2v2, however you wanted to play it. I think it was up to 4 or 5 teams, I don't know. But it was the first game where I truly experienced competitive gaming, which would lay the foundation for what we call esports now. So I was really hooked into that game for a long time, but esports didn't really develop, and I was a young kid, and it took a while before I found my way back to esports. And that was with the game Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty throughout high school. I didn't really start taking it serious until around my senior year of high school, was when game battles started becoming a thing, and you could actually go online and play against people for money, which I thought was insane, and it really made me want to get better at the game. But at the time I had a lot going on. I was a senior in high school. I was really focused on business and entrepreneurship, which led me to the University of Iowa. So when I got to the University of Iowa, I was heavily involved in their entrepreneurial program in JPEC, and at the time I was running a clothing company, which was not what I wanted to do. It was like a part-time income. I made like a clothing line, and I did like custom clothing for companies. So I was doing that, and I knew I didn't want to do it, and I had a mentor at the time, and we were trying to walk through, okay, what am I passionate about? What do I want to spend the rest of my life building? And my breakthrough moment was with my roommate freshman year. His name's Cole. Cole, if you're watching this, thank you. You probably have no idea how much of an impact you had on my future, but you truly did, because we used to play Call of Duty all the time in our dorm room. And the moment that I knew I wanted to get into esports was when Cole pulled up the Call of Duty XP Championship. It was $1 million tournament for Call of Duty Ghosts, and there's these kids on stage that are my age playing for hundreds of thousands of dollars. There was like 50,000 people watching it, and they were in a sold-out arena. And that was the first time I saw the impact that esports could have, and that was the first time I saw the potential in this industry, and I knew that was what I wanted to get involved in. So I went back to my mentor at the time, Jeff, and we talked over esports, and I was telling him about it, and we took a while to develop what would become the National College Gaming Association, or the NCGA. The NCGA was a very early form of collegiate esports. I actually have an old video I found that young Connor is talking about it, and I'll put that in right here. The National College Gaming Association was founded on the simple goal of growing esports at the collegiate level. There's millions of gamers around the United States and world who really enjoy gaming, but once college comes around, they don't really feel like they have a future in it, or they feel like it's very hard to continue their Pretty cool, right? Apart from me being a little bit awkward, that's a good video that I found that shows kind of the early stages of what that company would become. So from there, we hosted esports tournaments at a bunch of colleges around the Midwest. I'll pop some like photos of some of the events we did in here. But it was a really fun experience. It was a really great gateway to join all these clubs around. At the time, there was like no varsity programs. Like Robert Morrison had a esports program, and that was it. Like this is very early college esports. And so those events were a lot of fun, but they took a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of energy, and I wasn't sure if it was having the impact that I wanted. So I decided to take the money that we had made from that and put it into a brick and mortar store, which I called the NCGA Training Grounds. And this was a place that kids could come to train for esports, to meet other kids, to join teams, and to really try to develop esports in our little town of Iowa City. Here is a teaser video I found for that store. Welcome to the NCGA Training Grounds. If you're someone who loves video games, then this is the place for you. Whether it be
games like Super Smash Bros.
Or Overwatch and League of Legends.
Pretty cool, right? It was really fun watching that store develop and getting to give these kids a place to be involved in tournaments, and also it gave me a lot of experience as far as trying to build programs and tournaments and manage the space. Gave me a lot of great experience, but at the time I was still a college student who was a lot more focused on my esports adventures than my college. And my parents were just really like, Connor, just finish your degree and then you can go on to do this. And I was like, okay. So I actually took a job selling cars to support myself while I finished my degree. And I actually ended up being pretty decent at selling cars. And in hindsight, that was one of the best decisions I ever made, because the experience you get selling cars and sales experience in general is priceless, and I use it every single day in my job, which sounds crazy, but it's true. Sales impacts everything. Every interaction you have with a person in business or personal life, you're selling something. You're selling yourself, you're selling an idea, you're selling, it's very, very important. And I didn't know that until I took that job. So I'm really thankful for my family at Kia. I actually made like some content for them as well. I'll roll one of my favorites commercials that me and my old roommate Sean made right here.
Alright, so you're gonna take it, go here, you're gonna bring it through, you gotta go back, and over. You're not doing
No,
it.
you said go back and over.
You're not doing it like this. Connor, this is,
You said go back.
it's simple.
teaching me right.
Connor, it's simple. It's very, yeah, like, no, like, you, it's simple.
So that video has like 250,000 views on YouTube, so I'm pretty much famous, no big deal, you know. Anyway, so I sold cars for about 1.5 years. I really liked it, made decent money, had a pretty nice life being built in Iowa City. I was living with a couple of my really good friends, and all of a sudden, you know, so I just finished my degree, and all of a sudden my mentor Jeff, the guy from way back when I first started at Iowa, that's been along for my esports journey this whole time, sends me out of nowhere a job application for a college esports coach. It was perfect timing, because at the time I was also contemplating, I'm selling cars right now and it's going well, but is this what I want to do for the rest of my life? I just finished my degree, I'm in this position, I'm a young guy, this is my time to take a risk and jump ship and do something I care about, and esports has always been that. So when I got this job application, I was really excited, started to apply for jobs. This is around December, so January of 2019, I sent out a bunch of job applications literally across the country to colleges that were starting esports programs. And a little town called Ottawa, Kansas gave me a call about a week later and said they were interested, and we talked on the phone for about 20 minutes about my experience that I've just talked about with you guys, and they decided to fly me out to Kansas. Well, they didn't fly me out, they gave me a hotel and gas money, but same thing. It sounds cooler to say someone flew you out. So they flew me out to Kansas, and they showed me around campus, and I got to meet with all the people that would be involved here, the athletic department and the president of the campus, and we talked about kind of their vision for this program and what they really wanted to see happen. But also in that interview, I did something that I think was a turning point for why I got this job. And to be honest, I'm not a super developed gamer in any one particular game that they were asking me about, and I knew that. And so what I did was I stopped, and I was like, look, you guys can ask me these questions all you want and I'll answer them, but if you're here to find the best League player, the best Overwatch player, then I'm not it. However, if you're looking for someone to build this program who has experience in the esports industry and managing an esports and developing a program, I promise you, you're not going to find a better candidate than me. And it was after that moment that they realized that that is what they're looking for, that they need someone that's going to be able to not only coach and develop their teams, but they really need to develop an experience here. And that's what I'm here to do, to build the best collegiate esports program in the country. Working really hard to do so, and I'm really excited about it. And hopefully that gave everyone an idea of what I did to land this job. My advice to anyone that is looking to get a job like mine or to get into the esports industry as a career, particularly the college industry, because that's what I know best. If you're in high school or college right now, the first thing you need to do is get involved with as many groups as you can and start volunteering. There's so many college programs, college clubs, high school clubs being started and being run that if you reach out and you volunteer your time and say, I'll help with anything, I just want to get experience, they will say yes. If anyone watching this video wants to come volunteer for me, I will say yes. We need all the help we can get. And that's the best way to get your foot in the door. It's not, a lot of people view esports right now, because it's grown so much over the past 5 years, as like a money grab, cash grab type of thing. And if that's your motive, and if you're just trying to get into this industry to make a quick buck, it's the community is going to pick you out really easily, and no one's going to hire you. That's just the way it is. The community runs esports right now, and so if you want any sort of career in esports, you need to get the community on your side. And the only way to do that is to make a name for yourself, volunteer, and work with clubs, organizations to get some experience, so that when you do graduate college, your resume has esports experience on there. Because there's no traditional route right now. It's a very new industry. There's no traditional, I mean, you're starting to see like internships and stuff pop up for esports companies, but for the most part, there's no traditional experience route to get one of these jobs. So my only recommendation is pick a competitive game that you're really good at, grind it out, put in the hours to learn it, and volunteer. If you do those things, then you're gonna have a foot up on all the competition, and you're gonna put yourself in a really great opportunity to have a career once you graduate college. If you want to learn more about my job and esports at the college level, hit the subscribe button. Content's going to be a huge thing for me going forward. It's a huge thing for my program, and I don't want to be a hypocrite and have all of them have to make content and then not hold myself to the same standards. So I'm going to be putting out a lot of content as far as my job, the things I get to do, experiences with the kids, and different things like that. So subscribe if that's something that you're interested in. Please tag any friends or parents that want to learn more about college esports, or kids that are in high school that want to start learning how to put themselves in a position to get a scholarship to play esports. And also I document quite a bit of my journey on Instagram, so I'll link that down below too, if you want to follow me. And yeah, that's enough self-promotion. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it answered your questions. If it didn't, leave a comment below and I'll answer it the best I can. And I'll see you guys in the next video.